I saw an opportunity during the inflationary period that we have in the early 80s to take the coin business to a different level and selling it as an investment because they've been going up for so many years, decades. The prices were increasing. And that's my inventory. I made money on my inventory because during the 80s, it was crazy. Coins were like at $300 a coin. That was $300 in two or three short years. It jumped to $1,600, and that was basically, most coins went up double and triple value in a very short amount of time because of the inflation that we're having. In fact, I run an ad, and prices were going so up so fast that when I put a display ad in our coin publications, that I had a fixed price on it. However, when people called me up because the market ran up within that 2 or 3 week period before my ad came out, I had to tell them that the prices were higher. And most of the people said that would be fine because they understood everything was going up dramatically. Well, we became the largest organization selling coins to the public. And we had about 375 people working for us at one point. So we are a very large organization, and we had a lot of exposure. I was sending out millions of pieces of mail for our investment letter at a time. And we did not have a disclaimer. And if we had a disclaimer, it would have been probably okay and never would have had any problems. But the government came in, and the Federal Trade Commission looked at our quality of our coins. They had a bunch of experts come in and take a look, and after that they said it was okay, the quality was. But what they found in their investigation, that we were selling them investments and we were making too much profit to call them a good investment. And that's where the fraud came in. They took me to court. They got an $11 million judgment on me for what we were doing. And after $11 million judgment, the government wanted me to sign over the house, and that was the only asset I had, and I refused to do it. So then they decided to go after me to get the money to do a mail fraud charge, but then they realized they couldn't get it. Then they turned it into a RICO charge because they could get at my assets at the house. And so that's why they brought the RICO charge against me. I spent 40 months in jail. Why I was in prison, like I said, I went to the library, I looked at various things in newspapers, magazines, and trying to figure out what I should do. And I happened to find somebody else, a small ad in a paper, that he was buying coins and jewelry from the public. And I decided that if I did that, I wouldn't have to use the mail at all. I'd be just using newspapers, and I'd be only dealing with things on a state level as far as the laws. So what we did is that we started a business buying coins and jewelry, and it took us a number of years to get it even off the ground, but it started working very well for us. And we grew to about 125 people to buy coins and jewelry from the public, and we traveled all over the United States working 7 days a week. At least I was working 7 days a week, 10-hour days to get the business off the ground. And it became very successful. Well, around 2010, the business started changing. We weren't making any money because of gold and silver dropping and increased competition. And another reason was that people sold most of their merchandise that they had. So there was less and less merchandise on the market. So our business started slowing down, and I started losing fairly good chunks of money all of a sudden. And we'd lose during a 2-year period, I lost about $10 million of what we gained. And the only reason I kept going was mainly I wanted to make the business work, because I don't like giving up on anything, but I couldn't make it work. So I had to end up closing the business out. I closed the business, and my wife and me did not have a relationship for 20 years because I was working all the time, and she did her thing and I did my thing. And so I ended up getting a divorce and didn't know what I was going to do. I thought I was going to retire. I had enough money I could retire, and not worry about anything the rest of my life. But I wasn't happy because I thought there was something missing.